Hi y'all, it's Jamie for Pixie Dust Designs, and today I'm going to be playing with the dandelion die set, which has this fun dandelion with the seeds that fly off and this fun love sentiment. So let's get to it. I decided I wanted to have a little bit of fun with foil. So I've got some aluminum foil, as you can see right here, and I'm going to place this shiny side down. So I'm just going to tear off a piece, just enough to be able to cover the entire card panel that I have. I'm going to kind of smooth it out a little bit, place my card panel over on one side, and make sure that it can actually fold all the way over. Then I'm going to add some just tape runner to the back. I'm not using liquid adhesive because I want the foil to be able to stick to my card panel, putting that all around the edges and the back of the card panel. I'm then making sure again that I have the shiny side down, place my card panel in the middle, and fold it over really creased on one side, making sure that it's sticking well to the tape runner. I then push the card panel over, making sure I'm holding it really taut, and then I'm able to fold over the rest of my foil. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna cut off this extra bit because we don't need that. Now there's other fun things you can do with foil, so I'm not gonna throw that away, but for this purpose, we are not needing that. Then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to kind of crease my edges. So I'm going to push that over, crease my edge a little bit, and then I'm going to cut off the corners just right from one corner inward to the center of the flap. And I'm going to do this on both sides. This is going to allow me to fold both of my ends, kind of like we're wrapping a present, but I'm not going to have, I guess, the extra bulk or have to deal with folding anything in. I can literally just add tape runner to my foil like you see there and fold over the end. We don't have to pay too much care with this. It's already going to secure my card panel, and we're going to put this on a card base. So the next thing I want to do is I want to emboss my panel. So foil and all, I'm going to put this in a fun dandelion 3D embossing folder that I have where I want it to be. And then I'm going to close my embossing folder and run this through my die cutting machine. And when I pull it out of the die cutting machine, amazing things happen. Not only is our card panel embossed, but the foil with the shine of it really makes that dimension pop. Look at that. That is amazing. I love this technique. So now I want to add some color. And the way we're going to do that is through alcohol ink. So I have a clear acrylic block, some alcohol and blending solutions. I've got paintbrushes in case I need them. And then of course I have some felt pads to go with my little, I don't know, what are those Velcro handled things, and some micro Q-tips, paper towel, and my card panel. So I'm going to start off with my round, I don't know what this is called, what handled, Velcro handled dauber thing. And I decided I wanted to make my background to be green. So I'm going to add a few drops of green alcohol ink to the felt pad of this handled brush. I don't know what it is. Anyway, and I'm just going to kind of dab that as well as I can go in and swirl it like in circles. So I actually mix up both of these techniques when I do this. And what I mean by that is I'm going to pounce because that helps to release some of the alcohol ink from the actual felt pad. But I'm also going to kind of turn the handle a little bit and go in some circles. As needed, I will add more ink. I then repeat this process until I have the coverage that I want. Now, I don't mind there still being some of the silver foil that comes through. I like that. It adds extra oomph to me. Once I have the green background kind of there, I'm going to go ahead and color in some of the dandelions that are on my card panel. So because I used a fun 3D embossing folder that was full of dandelions. I'm using the small Q-tip to add color where I want it. And here's what that kind of micro tip, little Q-tip looks like. It's very small, and you saw where some of the green was. That means I'm picking up some of the green alcohol from the spaces where I'm putting yellow, but that yellow alcohol ink is left there. When I'm done adding the color, I can just use a little bit of alcohol on my acrylic block and a paper towel, and I'm gonna make it squeaky clean. I love how simple this project is, but the wow that it packs. Look at that. The dimension plus the color, it's just amazing, and I love it. So I've already die cut all of my pieces. So I have several different dandelion flowers, as you can see, and I decided I wanted to just keep them on white cardstock, no ink blending, because I want those to still be the focal point. The background is the background. So I have my placement. I knew I wanted to have one of the dandelions kind of coming up close to and in between the other two that are part of the background. So I'm going to layer that first one on. And then when I have my spacing just right of where I want to put my second dandelion, I'll add some liquid adhesive to the back of that one and place it onto my card panel. Now, I could have added more, but I did not want to add too many dandelions. I really still wanted the background to be able to come through and that be an element of my card and not completely covered up. Once that is completed, I can add my sentiment. Before I add any of my fun flyaway dandelion seeds, I wanted to make sure my sentiment was exactly where I wanted it. So I kind of spaced that out, and I love this love sentiment that is all scripty. It's beautiful, it's very elegant, and very fun. So the L is a separate die than the OVE, as you can see. So I just used some liquid adhesive, placed down the L, but that also keeps the spacing of where I need to put the rest of the sentiment, which is the OVE portion of this. Now it is a little delicate. I did not double up my sentiment here, but I highly suggest that you do if you are not going to have any kind of stronger backing, or I don't know, maybe you just want to add more dimension to this sentiment. I didn't want to do that because I wanted the dimension to really be with the dandelions themselves. Then I can go ahead and I can just sporadically place all of the fun dandelion seeds that are just blowing all around our card panel. And I just do that using some liquid adhesive. Now, my dandelions are curving, right? Well, they're curving left to right. But I'm going to go ahead and just kind of put them all over, because if you've ever had a dandelion and you see those seeds, you blow on them to make your dandelion wish, then you know they go in all different directions. So I don't pay too much mind to that. I just layer them on where I want them. I decided to use the center pieces that get die cut out of the dandelion flower, and I colored those with some sparkly glitter brush marker. And then I top it off with, yep, a little bit of bling. Now, I'm not going too much bling on this card, but I do add just a couple of gold gems in the center of each of my dandelion flowers. I can then mat out my panel with a little bit of gold cardstock. So I'm just layering that together, as you can see. And I decided I wanted it to be, instead of centered, kind of off center. So the gold background mat is really only on the top and the left side. I'm able to adhere my foil panel just to the gold cardstock with liquid adhesive. So nothing special that you need in order to secure the foil panel to your cardstock. Then I run liquid adhesive all on the back of that gold panel, and I put that onto my card base. and that completes the card. While this is a simple card using the dandelion die set from Pixie Dust Designs, it really is a card that is simple but packs a punch. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope you run out, and if you don't already have this die, you get it. It's a lot of fun. It's very sweet and it's very versatile. Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to be made aware of when more crafty fun is to be had. Thanks so much and take care. Bye bye.